I think my teacher is in love with me. We guys always say that we want to go out with a teacher, but this is a lie. Although the subject always comes out in conversations, the truth is, it is a simple game of children. No one really believes that these things can happen, or at least that's what I believed until the new school year began. I've always been very good at math, and thanks to the classes of my favorite teacher, Mr. Carl, I have been able to learn many things that will help me in the future when I become an engineer. This is why my life gave a 180 turnaround when I heard that Professor Carl was leaving my school. I spent many days thinking about this new change, knowing that I would not like it at all. I began to imagine this new professor as a monster, a teacher with no vocation or knowledge that would ruin my dream of being the best engineer. I spent the whole summer thinking about the same thing. And when the classes started, I realized that I was completely wrong. Professor Carl's replacement was Miss Johnson, a newly graduated teacher but with a lot of knowledge and desire to teach. From the beginning, I knew that there was a connection between us, since I was always the first finishing the exercises, and when she asked a question, she stood looking at me waiting for my answer. Everything was quite formal. But after the first 2 months of classes, we were much closer. We shared books, talked about unproven theories, and even made more difficult exercises than those that corresponded in class. She used to explain a new method to me, and then give me some exercises to do at home. And after I made them, she would correct them. It was the best thing that could have happened to me, a young and beautiful teacher who really cared about me, and who treated me in a special way. Even once, when the class finished, she put her hand in my arm and stared at me in a way I wouldn't even know how to define, but I definitely felt hypnotized by her eyes. My mind was so confused. And when it was over, at the end of the school year, I made the decision to clarify things with her and see if her feelings were the same as mine. That week, I took care of doing the extra exercises with more care and ended earlier, which gave me the perfect excuse to stay after classes and talk to her. When we finally stayed alone, I approached her, gave her the exercises, and when I was about to tell her how I felt about her, a call came into her phone. On the screen appeared the photograph of a boy my age, very similar to me, but I could not read the name. While she talked on the phone, my heart was deflating. That meant I was not special at all. When she ended the call, I asked who she was speaking to, and she told me that it was with their dad. And seeing my face of confusion told me that the photo was of her brother, who was now out of surgery and that everything had gone out apparently well, but they didn't know if the cancer had completely disappeared. She told me that, from one day she saw the similarities between us and could not help getting attached to me, since I reminded her of her brother before the illness. While she was looking for a current photo of her brother, I could not believe how foolish I was, and told her that I had no time right now, but in the next class we could see the photos. That's how I learned to make better conclusions. This is more common than a lot of you may think, but no one dares to take a step forward and tell their point of view. I invite you to share this video and reach many more people who may be going through the same.